All right, what's going on? Want to get live here? Too much action. Whoa. Make sure I think everything looks like we're working. 84.73 after an 8,800 high, which matched the previous high. What up, hobby? So I guess we got to go through a few possibilities here. I'm trying to raise a bunch of stops, do a bunch of trades. So we did give the buy 7,500 on Bitcoin, Ethereum 160, Litecoin 49. The problem is I did want to add to more longs is 7,800. We went through that like butter, so unbelievable. There was no resistance at 7,800 to 8,000, right to 8,800. I don't think there's any news. I know there's people talking about Tether news, China news. I don't think anything, unless somebody's got better news, I don't think nothing supports that kind of rally. So we got sold out. Everybody sold the lows. I think everybody on Twitter was looking for 6,000. I did post a CCN article. Everybody's bearish. And they asked me what I thought. I said the bottom was in. So what's up, Mike Bone? So I think the bottom is in, but, you know, we got to be prepared for something else or a curveball. So that's why I wanted to go live here. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like the start from 31.50 when we started giving buys. So we're going to see. First thing, talk about technometer. Unbelievable technometer. I'm going to refresh this, but pretty well we're at 41 on the technometer. I don't think anything's changed here, so give me a second. The technometer is sitting here at 41, 42, 43. That's should be amazingly bullish still. What's up, Jort? So let's wait on that. Stuff's moving too fast, so let's let this load real quick. As I said, technometer was down. We had a 35.50 at the lows, which said don't be too cute with some Elliott wave, etc. Stay with the Wyckoff. Hold on here. Sorry, guys. We're going to wait for this to load because I got too much to go over. Wow. This is a little bit behind. You can see the price is not 86.78. We just fell a little bit. That technometer is going to be correct. So we're at 40 on the technometer. That's still off the chain. So that would keep me on the bullish count, which is we made a major way too low and we're headed to all-time highs. But we're going to show a couple negative alternatives here. Let's let this thing load here, the 5-minute intraday Bitcoin USD. I got to get back to managing assets here, so it's going to be really quick and sweet. You can see right here we've had an ABC off the highs, so that rallied 8,800. Looked a little suspect there because volume wasn't behind it. But now we've had an ABC pullback in the technometer, so we could be doing a triangle up here. We could be doing lots of things. So let's let this monthly load. So you can see here, I just showed the really short term. We've had a little ABC off the highs. The rally to 8,800 didn't have a lot of volume on it. We're coming off major lows. So all I can do really is trail stops. I got to give this thing some room. It looks like we're starting a pork blaster. So looks like everything full steam ahead still. So let's go and look at some alternatives. Again, this was kind of my preferred count. Hold on here. This was my preferred count. ABC down for a W, triangle for an X, and then another, you can see ABC red for a Y. So we have a white WXY. Then that also gives us the major one we've called since the 13.7 sell. And now we've got a wave 2 down here finished. So it looks pretty impulsive. A lot of green bars. We've got to get through this 8,800 level to make sure this isn't a flat correction. What up, Roger? Dolphin. Appreciate it. Okay, Burn, let me give you a wrench. So everything Wyckoff supports that this is an Elliott wave count. Anybody new, I own WyckoffSMI.com. Really don't add any Elliott wave to stocks to speak of, but I do it on the cryptos. So we had a Wyckoff buy 7,500. Anybody new? Yeah, we were buying at 78 and 8,100, but we had to stop at 79.80, 78.60. Got stopped out, rebought at 7,500. So we're going to trail some stops here. I'm not going to give that live on YouTube. Do it in the Discord. Discord's 40 bucks a month. Let's put that in here real quick. 40 bucks a month. If you want 24/7 access, check that out. You can pay with crypto if you need to. So again, preferred count. We're starting a massive rally. I'm going to look for somewhere to try to buy more on an ISO ABC pullback. The fly in the ointment is this chart here. So I got a lot of hubbo jubbo on here, but instead of the B wave ending where it was, you could call this a fourth wave. You could call it the B wave. Because again, if you go back to this chart, you could say that the B wave is going to end up here, which means we still have another sell-off. That's the problem right now, is whether the red ABC is over or whether we're going to move it out here. The red B would be a flat correction between the 7,300 and the 8,800, which still means we could still spike a 9,000. We could still spike 9,100, 9,200. So all I can say is we've got to get some type, I guess, see more action. So to not say that this is the count. Again, whether that's a fourth wave or whether it's a B wave, doesn't really matter. It would entail one more new low. Again, our technometer does not support that. Technometer supports that this is a count. We're down and head higher. Again, if you do an Elliott wave theory. We're still on our volume, etc. Everything looks fine. So we go back to let's go back to a 1 week on this thing. I had said to be long link, and some of those I would think they still continue higher. But Bitcoin, I'm going to show Bitcoin dominance. I still think Bitcoin could flex here. And if that's the case, then I've showed this count. 1, 2, 3, 4, doing a 5 in the light blue, and inside there we're doing a 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fifth wave is extending. Let's see if that happens here. So I'm still a big fan of Bitcoin, and Ethereum is really my main positions with a little bit of Litecoin. So again, back here you can see this was the top in the volume at 8,500. So this could be an A, B. We're going to work on a C. Looks like supports 8,400, 8,100. If 8,100 gives away, I'd be extremely discouraged for the bull side. I don't expect that to happen short term. But again, you got to be prepared for the unexpected. Ethereum, let's look at that real quick. Ethereum could have done the a 1-2 and ready to ignite here. It did hold the lows, barely. So that count would still be extremely bullish. Or you could maybe move this over to here. Again, there's different alternatives here, but Ethereum looks like the lows are in. Litecoin, same type of thing. So if you bought with me, we've got some stops in and let it ride. What up, Lewis? So let's look at Atom here up 6%. That's one I said you could be long. Link. Some of the smaller caps that mostly Nick is on. I said that one was good. And then Matic is another one. If you're looking for some smaller caps. Otherwise, everything else should be good. So there's 8,500 Bitcoin. I think probably we've just sold out everybody. I think everybody's looking for further lows. So I think we knocked everybody out at 31.20 as well. So I think this is institutional money coming. It's money that can now get custody and insurance. So big money's ready to come here. You can see here on the volume down here at Binance, low volume. And then big volume here coming through 7,800. So there's a link talking about institutions dumping money. I think they're coming with the back futures. They're coming with CME. I think we're making it where institutions can come here and they're feeling comfortable. So again, if we expand this out, it could do a triangle up here probably, and then still higher. So maybe something. Maybe something here like this, and then still maybe higher to 9,000, 9,200. Then I'd like to watch that, but I'm just going to have to watch this to try to add more money. 8,400, I mentioned was support earlier on Discord. We spiked through that in 1 second. 8,100 should be support again. We had a little bit of red bar here. That's all I can really say. Let's go to stocks real quick. We had bullish reading on the technometer on stocks. I'm not extremely bullish here. I mean, we're 44. We're neutral today. If we look at SPY, SPY is 43 after coming off almost oversold. Didn't give me the buy I wanted. So again, bullish for still further higher, but a little bit still concerned. I'm short GDX. I thought that 2650 level would give away. So far it hasn't. Today's a little bit of a reversal, so still short. Looking for lower. AT&T, long. Yesterday took away some profits. Today's action is not too good. Major oversold technometer, so hopefully we dig in here. Square I gave a buy on. Square I gave a buy, what was it, about 58.80 I believe. So we're 63.13. You can see the buy came strictly really from the technometer and looked like we was testing this previous spring on a 50% pullback, and we sprung this low. So that was a low risk entry, which so far has worked. PAGS is one that we've talked about liking. I didn't really jump on that one yet. Canopy Growth, we had the article where I said This day here probably was a selling climax. We did have 3 days of big volume that I think was a selling climax. This is an automatic rally that I think some point here will peter out, and then we'll probably come back down and test the 1950 level. That's when I said you could probably start to accumulate. TLT, let's look at that real quick. What up, Tammy? This is TLT. I said if stocks rally, probably TLT would come down, and technometer's neutral, so TLT looks lower here, as well as I think GDX. So that's my 2 cents worth there. If you want help trading stocks, pro traders at wyckoffsmi.com, 40 bucks a month. If you want help on crypto, go to learncrypto.io. We do have the private client group where I manage assets for 3% annual fee. I also manage stock assets for 2% annual fee. I will show TLRY because that was another one I said you could begin to accumulate. Could have been down here at 22 or so. We're at 24. So technometer's 48. So again, I don't think those are screaming buys. I think they're probably going to come under accumulation. But I buy Ethereum here at 180. I'd have to, I gave a buy at 160. So if I get a break in Bitcoin or something that I like later today, then yeah, you probably could nibble onto that. Because if this is the start of a move to all-time highs, then all these things are going still sharply higher. Litecoin did a 59 down to 56.50. So again, I wouldn't be scared about buying a break, but with risk, I got to buy breaks. Hard for me to buy breakouts. Even though the breakout of 7,800, 7,900 was where the big volume came in. So I've still got a little bit of cash I've got to put to work as well. I'm probably only 70 to 100% long. XRP, another one that I said had acted strong, you can go right back in on. That's a 3-minute chart. Let's go back to a couple hour. We were calling that a 1-2. It went to 31, so Ripple looks good. I would now trail stop probably more like 27, 27 and a half. Bitcoin 85.80. So I think that's all I'm really going to do. I got too much work to do here. So again, wyckoffsmi.com. Original institute started by Wyckoff that I do own. Shout out to 230 people in here. LearnCrypto.io, we have a $300 course. That's a watered down version of the $1,000 course at wyckoffsmi.com. You need to learn some Wyckoff if you're going to be a trader. That's all I can say. And throw a little bit of Elliott Wave maybe on top of it for cryptos. So that's all I got. I might throw a little bit on Twitter later. I've been not as strong on Twitter because we've got so many people in Discord. Appreciate it, Blaine. So that's it. I'm going to run the outro on who is Wyckoff for anybody that doesn't know. He's pretty well the grandfather of technical analysis. He does a lot of studies on volume. So our technometer that is giving us the buys is volume based. That's the key. It's not based on price. Let's wait here and get the last technometer reading before I sign off with the Wyckoff, who is Wyckoff. Let's let this load real quick. I got to say, we've called pretty well every move this year from 31.20 up to a 13.7 sell, a 13.1 sell. I was looking for a break to 8,200, gave a buy at 7,800, 8,200. Got stopped out there a couple days ago at 79.80, 78.60. We entered at 7,500, so I might hit a rough spot somewhere here, but our software's given us unbelievable buys and sells. Anybody that follows us on Discord, a 40.38 on the technometer, as we said here at 8,600, looks off the chain bullish. So again, that's a major talking point. Unbelievable that we're still sitting here. So we're just having price and volume moving together. Big green bar. So I'm bullish until otherwise stated. So peace out. Who is Wyckoff?
Good afternoon. My name is Richard D. Wyckoff. Anyone who is interested in the stock, option, or commodity markets is most likely to find my life and teachings to be of great interest and value. I was born November 2nd, 1873. At the age of 15, I had my first job as a stock runner on Wall Street, and by age 25, I had opened my first brokerage firm. I was one of the pioneers in the study of the tape and included volume studies in all my market operations. This volume and its intraday studies is what set me apart from the rest of the market gurus. There was a point that my buy and sell following was so big that it became a powerful part of the daily market. It was at this time that I became known as one of the titans of technical analysis. But all along, my lifelong endeavor was to pass on my accumulated wisdom to others. With that in mind, in 1907, I created the Magazine of Wall Street. At its height, the Magazine of Wall Street had over 200,000 subscribers. That's over 200,000 investors who wanted my thoughts on the current market conditions and trends. Finally, in 1931, I decided to take all my knowledge that I had learned about the stock market and create the Richard D. Wyckoff course of stock market science and technique. I was able to create something that established a new standard of practice in the public stock market operations. I did not claim any monopoly of stock market knowledge, but up to that time, no one else seemed willing to be so frank in offering to the public the most intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the stock market. The good news is that even though I created the Wyckoff stock market course back in 1931, the course has been maintained and updated throughout the years and is available to you today. Over 90 years later, my course is still available for investors and traders that want to learn the secrets to the stock market and can be found right now at wyckoffsmi.com.